What's up guys, JV2017 here, and I'm continuing with my coverage of the recent DLC announcement for Fallout 4. Yesterday, Bethesda announced their plans for the next 3 months in terms of bringing new content to the game. If you missed that announcement, my last video gives you a brief overview of each piece of the DLC, so check the description below if you missed that. I also left a link to Bethesda's official DLC announcement if you are interested. So in this video today, we're going to go more in-depth and focus on the first piece of DLC coming in March called Automatron. So once again, if you saw yesterday's video, you're going to see some repeat information here. Here is the release date and price based on where you're living, what region you're in, for this DLC. So the price in US dollars is $10 or your regional equivalent for the standalone. And keep in mind, this is included in the season pass, which is $30 right now until March 1st. Then the season pass will increase to $50 after that. So they're giving us a little leeway time to go ahead and purchase this. And of course, this DLC, Automatron, will be included in that. And then we have this March 2016 release date. And unfortunately, right now we don't have a concrete release date. This could release on March 1st, which happens to be a Tuesday, which would make sense, you know, more towards the beginning of the month, or it could come out towards the middle or end of the month. We really don't know, but I'm definitely crossing my fingers that it'll come out sooner than later. I wanted to focus more on this Automatron art, which is pretty much the art for the DLC pack. And I think they went with an old school kind of retro movie poster. That's what this reminded me of. And I don't think there's a ton of information we can gather from this. I mean, we've got this guy, this, you know, vault man protecting this vault girl, essentially. And we've got the text along the top talking about robots and being able to customize them, which is something we'll be able to do. And we'll talk about more in this video. But what really interests me, what is the most interesting part of this, is the menacing robot in the background. Now, I don't think this is the new Robobrain, because the Robobrain is returning in this DLC, but I don't think this looks anything like the style that they've used in the past, which is something we're also going to talk about. You know, this looks a lot more like an evil sentry bot, you know, obviously more cartoonized, you know, for this movie poster. And we don't know if this is a specific robot or not. Maybe the right-hand robot of the Mechanist, which is our new antagonist in, or actually not new, we'll talk about that more. I know I keep saying that, but there's a lot to share in this video. So we see this giant saw blade arm, and this is something we've seen on Mr. Gutsy's, Mr. Handy's also as well. They've got this saw blade, and not on a larger robot like this. I don't believe we've seen that a lot. So really, this could just be a dramatic poster, just some cool concept art for the DLC, and have zero bearing on what we're going to see, but I think it was worth mentioning at least. For the rest of the video, we're going to be looking at this screenshot and also reading this description, kind of going over what this means. So I'm going to read over this description really quickly for you guys. The mysterious Mechanist has unleashed a horde of evil robots into the Commonwealth, including the devious Robobrain. Hunt them down and harvest their parts to build and mod your own custom robot companions. Choose from hundreds of mods, mixing limbs, armor, abilities, and weapons like the all-new Lightning Chain Gun. Even customize their paint schemes and choose their voices. That's the only description we have so far. First, they mentioned the antagonist of this DLC, the Mechanist, and I didn't realize yesterday, people alerted me in the comments, the Mechanist is actually a returning character. He was the superhero that controlled robots that fought against the antagonizer in Fallout 3 in Canterbury Commons. So he is a returning character, and I want to make a separate video in the future where I go back to Fallout 3 and rediscover who he is, because it's been a while, you know, and what kind of character he is. Apparently, there's also references to him already in this game through the Silver Shroud quest. So there's a lot of info to dig up about him. We're not going to cover it in this video, but I plan to do that in the future. So in this screenshot that you're seeing on the screen, I think this could either be the Mechanist on the right or the sole survivor wearing Mechanist armor. I think we can clearly tell that the person on the right has a Pip-Boy on their left arm and is wearing what appears to be a vault suit under a new type of armor. This armor doesn't look like anything we've seen in Fallout 4 before. So I feel like the Mechanist could have either gotten his hands on a vault suit and a Pip-Boy and is wearing his own armor, or we're just seeing the sole survivor after defeating the Mechanist, which is why he's wearing this new armor, and we can assume that that armor belongs to the Mechanist, again, because we haven't seen it before. At first, I was convinced that there's no way this was the Mechanist because of the Pip-Boy, but actually we see plenty of Pip-Boys in vault suits in Vault 81. A lot of those people are wearing both of those things, and so, you know, the Mechanist could have easily gone and stolen those things, and of course just worn his own armor, or again, it could be a sole survivor. So really, we're just speculating here. It doesn't really matter because we know the Mechanist, at least if it's the same returning character, which it should be, there's no reason why it shouldn't, that it's going to be a man wearing, you know, interesting kind of looking armor, because that's what he was wearing in Fallout 3, and he's going to be controlling robots. That's pretty much what we know. The description also mentions the devious Robobrain. So the Robobrain is a returning robot type that's actually appeared in every single Fallout game prior to Fallout 4, and I just missed it. I didn't even realize that until they introduced this DLC. So here's a brief description of the Robobrain. It was created, or this type of robot was created before the war for military and civilian use. They mostly use chimpanzee brains inside of them, so it's kind of got this brain on top inside. And also they used integrated laser guns and mesmetrons, which is usually how you're facing them in previous Fallout games. So what we've been able to see from the past. So they weren't really a really huge threat, at least to my knowledge and my memory, in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. They were kind of pushovers. You would just shoot their brain, aim for the head and VATS, and it's an easy way to kill them. But looking at this screenshot, my gut tells me that we're not looking at a Robobrain. We're looking at a customized Sentry bot. We're not looking at this new Robobrain model, because right here on the screen right now, this is what the Robobrain used to look like. It wasn't nearly as tall as what we're seeing on the screen, and it rolled on treads. The robot in the screenshot has the 3-leg kind of tripod form that the Sentry bot does. This game only takes place 10 years past the events of Fallout 3. This is in 2287. Fallout 3 was 2277. So unless they completely overhauled the look of the Robobrain, on the screenshot, it doesn't look like this is the Robobrain. I think it's a lot more likely that this is a customized Sentry bot companion with these bags, those bags could be like more carrying weight, which is awesome. That kind of gives us a little insight into the kind of customization we're going to be able to do. And either it's alongside the Mechanist or the Sole Survivor. Again, I already speculated on that. I'm not sure which one it could be. It could go either way, honestly, in my opinion. But I don't think we're seeing a Robobrain yet. I don't think we really know what the Fallout 4 Robobrain is looking like yet. The description goes on to say that we're going to hunt down the Mechanist and Robobrain and harvest their parts. So I'm thinking hunting them down, this is going to be some kind of quest line, obviously, maybe 3 quests. That's just an estimate that involves killing the Mechanist and the Robobrain. Finding these enemies, maybe asking people where they've seen them, kind of going on a little quest like that to find them, and then eventually killing them. I hope it's lengthy, obviously, but we're looking at a $10 DLC, at least standalone. So we have to keep our expectations, kind of tailored to that. Once again, we're going to be picking up parts from robots that we kill, harvesting those parts, and using those to build our own custom robot companions, which is amazing. It sounds amazing, and I think we're gonna see new items either drop from robots that we've already seen that we're gonna kill, or maybe they're gonna repurpose some old junk items that didn't really have a purpose other than, for steel or circuitry, those material parts. So it could go either way. It could go both ways. We really don't know. But we also know we're gonna have limbs, armor, abilities, weapons like the lightning chain gun, which sounds incredible, and then paint schemes, voices to choose from, and probably custom names to be able to customize these robot companions. So really, this is all speculation going from here on, but I imagine we'll have either a power armor station-like area for robots, specialized for robots instead of power armor, or maybe even a new workbench, like a robot creation workbench where we can create our own robot companions. I imagine a lot of the materials like steel, aluminum, circuitry and such will be required to pull these parts together that we find out in the world. We'll need this part and then a little more to pull these parts together in order to make our new robot. And it's hard to say how much customization we'll be able to use and, what kind of robots we'll be able to make and have as our companions. In Fallout 4, we have iBots, Mr. Gutsies, Mr. Handies, Protectrons, but I also want to be able to make Assaultrons and Sentry bots. I mean, we see a Sentry bot on the screen that looks customized, so I think we can assume we can definitely make Sentry bots, but I really also want to make Assaultrons. I really hope they give us, complete freedom on that. And we don't know what the depth of this customization is going to be. Maybe we'll have to choose a base robot from, the ones already appearing in the game and build up from that. Or maybe we could combine 2 of these robots or more for some crazy variations. The level of customization could either be crazy insane or, a little bit safe. We have to start with a base model and work up from there. Personally, I hope it's crazy. I hope we can make some crazy, monstrous combinations for our own robot companions. I really hope we're going to have that. So to kind of summarize my own expectations for this $10, DLC or, included with the season pass, I expect we have a few more hours of new quests involving the Mechanist and the Robobrain, discovering these characters, who they are within, the Commonwealth and why they're here and, stopping them. That's something I expect. It's hard to measure how involved the robot customization will be and how many hours worth of playtime that will give us. I think that's really up to two things: how many tools they give us and how much customization options they give us, and also the own player. Are you interested in making your own robots and really customizing them, seeing what abilities work well together, what, weapons work well together, certain things like that. And I certainly expect, and I guess this is more of a hope than an expectation, that we can use this lightning chain gun. I want to use it myself as the the sole survivor. I don't want to just put it on my robot companion. That might be just locked for our robot companion, but I really, really want to use it myself. Personally, I plan to make an Assaultron. That would be my first choice, but make them have some kind of sentry bot abilities if I could combine those two, and also give my Assaultron a chain lightning gun. That would be incredible. And of course, customizing the voice will be awesome. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how, robust that's going to be, because a lot of the companions have interesting things to say. Or, did they go back and record all those lines for these robot companions? Or are they going to be a little more silent like dog meat? I'd really like to know how that's going to work out as well. So I'd like to know, after watching this video, who and what do you think is in this screenshot? Again, I gave my own interpretation, but you guys might have another interpretation that makes more sense. Share that with me. And also, how much customization do you want in this DLC, and how much do you think there will be? There's a huge difference there. I want a ton of it, but we may just get kind of the bare minimum. I really hope it's a lot, but I want to know what you guys hope for as well. Share all of that in the comments section below. Alright guys, today we took a closer look at the upcoming Automatron DLC for Fallout 4. Next time we will cover more Fallout on my channel, so stay tuned for Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. If you learned something new, remember to hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe for more unique weapon guides, build guides, general tips and tricks videos, and also continued coverage of this DLC coming on my channel very soon. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.